Now, Gatundu South Constituency in Kiambu County is predominantly an agricultural area that relies on tea and coffee as the main cash crops. The constituency has booked a place in the books of history as the home to two of the country's 5 presidents. So what is the story of Gatundu South when it comes to development? And has the constituency adequately absorbed the National Government Constituency Development Fund and CDF to put it on the world map? In our monthly segment, Know Your Legislator, we venture into the constituency and bring you details of development, or rather Gatundu South's development path. Nestled in the heart of Kiambu County, Gatundu South is home to the country's first president, Jomo Kenyatta, and the 4th president, Uhuru Kenyatta. But besides producing 2 of the country's presidents, the constituency is rich in agriculture and boasts of tea and coffee farming. Our journey to the constituency to assess the utilization of the National Government Constituency Development Fund starts with us meeting locals. We would then seek out the area legislator Gabriel Gadhuka Kagombe. He is a first-time legislator who describes his leadership style as consultative and hands-on.
I believe in institutions working other than individuals, because I believe in continuity of institutions, and therefore, as a member of parliament, I let people do their work and I do mine, which is to give direction.
The transport and sale of agricultural produce requires a good network of road infrastructure that locals have identified as their major priority.
And we have many other smaller roads that are actually, by classification, are not my roads, but are county roads. But one is that we have no proper civic education, and at times when you tell people that that road belongs to the governor, then they will think you're running away from it. So a lot of those roads that you find me moraming are not even my roads.
It is perhaps in recognition of the agricultural potential and the need for a good transport network that the constituency has invested in adding Maram critical roads such as the Mathage Mutunguru Road, Mushogo, Gurunga, Mudengera, Kanjukia, Eden, Kibiro, Ndekere roads, and 7 others.
Most of our roads that are the most deserving cases are not roads that I'm able to do with the 22 and 11% monies that we get for maintenance. Then I have a challenge that we have a lot of roads 2000, what we call the low volume seal, without AC, which you have seen as a nation we have decided to do away with, because the maintenance is a lot higher than what we are able to collect and what is by law allowed. So what's happening is that I have a lot of those roads.
The roads are poised to aid the movement of people and goods as they seek to access Gatundu town, which is the headquarters of a constituency. Just like in many of the constituencies we have visited, the constituency has rehabilitated school infrastructure in about 14 primary schools, where 6 classrooms were renovated, tiled, repainted and fitted with steel doors based on a public participation drive. Kahugoini Primary School, Githaruru, Muthega, Mutunguru, Kimaruri, Kibiru, Monyoine, Gadhiro, Dundu, Kiganjo, Kiamwangi, Gatitu and Kagera primary schools are some of the schools that benefited from the pilot program of tiling and renovations.
Many people have admired the school since it was renovated, and when the classes were renovated, now we are using very little water to make the classes clean. The children are also remaining clean almost throughout the day. They are not making themselves dirty because there is no dust in class.
Mbeleni kulikuwa kubaya sana, kulikuwa kunajaa matope, walikuwa wakikuja home wanakuja wakiwa wamechafuka. Sasa saa hii kumecheji sana.
We have been able to do a few classes that were planned for, because again, you remember in the previous regime we had done JSS classes and in secondary schools. And now, now they were again transferred to be in primary schools. And the Ministry of Education had picked up the JSS additional classes. and they had there was money set aside for that infrastructure, and that is why we were left with 6 classes to deal with.
Muthaiga Primary School was also fitted with a modern ablution block, fully kitted with a biodigester system, which the MP hopes to replicate across schools that are not connected to the formal sewer line.
Because we have no access to sewerage system, I did a biodigester that is sustainable, that is able to, digest the waste, and then that waste is the water that comes out of it, and is used to grow grass and such. And we create an all-round ecosystem.
Who have over the years been forced to use pit latrines meters away from their class can now utilize a recently constructed sanitation facility that includes a toilet and a bathroom.
I have stayed here for a very long time without having them. We have been having a lot of problem with the training of the learners with the special need because they did not have the toilet.
I supported Muthaiga Primary because they had a full-fledged special needs class. It's not every school that has a special needs class. And therefore, when I found one that has a special needs class, and I went there one day and I found the teachers, and I really felt for them, And I think for some reason that special needs class had a lot of needs. I found they have children who are unable to, even use the latrines. Some people on wheelchairs and, those latrines and everything. And I really felt that I needed to get into that space and show support to these teachers because they were dealing with children like their own.
To address the headache of limited infrastructure at Muthaiga Girls Secondary School, which has over 1,000 students, the funds from NGCDF have been used to construct 2 modern classrooms.
In conjunction with the CDF, he has spearheaded projects in this school, the latest being just behind me, the 2 classes that are fully furnished with desks with a capacity of about 48 girls per class.
Additionally, they have increased the number of floors in a girls' dormitory to 2nd floor, owing to the limited land space.
A 400 capacity dorm that was first started by the government through a project known as TIG, which is Transitional Infrastructure Grant, that was given to the school by the ministry to fund the putting up of the dormitory. And after that, our MP, Gigi Kagombe, has continued with the project to the 2nd floor, which is now complete.
Bursary allocation to needy students, according to the MP, is an open process where the community agrees on deserving cases.
I've done it differently. I've been trying to establish the system that works best. So one would be to get a team, a committee, a vetting committee that comes from every ward, that has people who are picked from every location or sub-location. But I've changed that system this year because I still had complaint here, complaint there. You feel, and there's someone who feels they are more deserving than that. And now what we've decided is to sit at the sub-location and we decide at a public participation.
Niko na watoto wawili secondary Kiambu na nasomesha na basari hii ya Kagombe. Ananipatianga basari, alafu na mimi kazi yangu ni ya kibarua ya 300. Sasa hizo zingine naenda kutafuta na huko ndio nipate nilipe shule.
The legislator says plans are ongoing to roll out similar programs in other schools using the National Government Constituency Development Funds, in addition to construction of roads and power connectivity.
What you're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. This is what you see with your bare eyes. The rest of the work that pertains to education sector, and the most critical and important one is to make sure that the quality, this is the software. This is just the hardware. The software is the most important, and that's why I've put most energy in.
Jacob Kioria, Channel 1.